Chapter 35. Black smoke fills the air. Burnt wood and thatch stench the village. Civilians of the young and old scream out in terror as Orochi crushes, burns, or eats them. A white light from their corpses cover its skin like a blanket, restoring the recent cuts and scars left from its last bout. The people of the burning village make for the entrance, with Hotaru running in. Fedir catches up to the rest of them, his eyes blinded by the black, blazing horror. The screams ring so loud he cups one of his ears. The intense flames, a beast terrorizing the village. Something felt off. He wants to echo with the people's cries, but a steady calm takes him. All his senses take in what his mind tells him is a familiar sight. He shields his eyes from the fire, watching as Hotaru screams out to grab its attention, flinging a fireball filled with anger and hate. It flies through the ash-filled air, smacking into one of its heads. A quaking bellow escapes its body. No damage is left on its face as its eyes flare a yellow spark. It redirects its attention to her. Its bone-chilling roar shakes Fedir's core, and the ruined ground tremors. He hears the monster's roar like clear speech, almost human. It calls for them to fight. The fearsome monster lunges its neck forward, but Isamu jumps into the way, uppercutting the beast, repelling it back. "Fall back, Hotaru. It needs to die now," she rebutted, drawing her steel sword towards Orochi. He steps in front of her path. "I know that, but running into danger won't help. Stick with the plan. Aziza and I have this." Without a second to respond, Aziza sprints forward with Isamu taking her lead. With their sharp weapons, they pierce into the beast's flesh, though from their size, their attacks sting like small ant bites. While dancing around the monster, avoiding its 4 large feet and grimy yellow nails, Fedir steps next to Hotaru, finishing his healing spell. The warm light coats her skin and pushes away some of the smoke surrounding them, purifying the nearby air. "I will provide support. You cast the thunder spell again," he said. His mind tries to block out the swarming chaos to focus on what lies in front of him. She nods, raising her hand in the tainted air. As the warm green light continues to shield her, pulses of yellow electricity are added, flowing up to her messy hair. Thunder booms in the air, and black clouds hide beyond the smoke in the night sky. Her hair spikes up like before, and intense rain pelts the village like hail. Lightning strikes the ground, blowing apart what remains of the land, shooting debris of wood, soil, and stone. Fedir hears the beast cry once more. Its wails again are familiar, and a strange sense occupies his mind. No matter how hard he tries to push it aside, it grows. Something deep inside him tells him the beast is conflicted, like its brain and heart are at war with each other. "What is this that I'm feeling?" Orochi's neck coiled around the arena like a snake, the hundreds of teeth serrated like saw-tooth blades. Isamu anxiously spins around, watching as each head approaches, trying to wrap its teeth around his body, though he evades each snap with ease thanks to Fedir's speed spell. He dances around each quick snap, along with the relentless lightning striking down like the goddess's wrath. The thunder booms above them, and with a sliding maneuver Isamu performs thanks to the forming mud, he hides underneath one of its necks. A powerful bolt strikes down like a guillotine, severing the neck from its body. It wails and swings the remaining necks around like a mace. Pouring out from its wound is a pool of light. Isamu readies his claw as the fight is in his favor. However, from the top of its spine, 3 identical heads burst from its purple, scaly skin. "What?" he yelled out. Isamu and Aziza are forced back as it flails its body, smacked away by its thick neck. They are covered in sweat and heavily breathing, trying to gather some air while avoiding to inhale the plentiful smoke. Fedir as well is exhausted as his magic soothes the pain of the others. Yet it's not the lack of magic holding him back. It's his focus. A deep swelling of emotion boils in his chest like a pot of water over lava. Fedir grows frustrated. His teeth grit. His eyes narrow. What's wrong with me? Hotaru is still planted like a sturdy tree, focused on keeping the spell continuous, oblivious to everyone else shouting amongst each other. Where do we even begin with this thing? Isamu huffed. One head goes down, and it gains 3 more. Aziza's eyes shine, and she straightens her posture. Look! Around its neck! She pointed. Around the newly born center head, the purple orb shines through the black smoke. It is connected to the beast with a rusty chain like a locket. However, unlike the others, the purple orb is far larger. Is that where it's gaining its power? Isamu said, turning to Fedir. Didn't you say the silver orb granted you power to find Aziza? If we remove that thing, we might stand a chance. Fedir barely hears him in the chaos. Everyone's desperate cries are taking a toll on his senses. Aziza draws her dagger. I will get it. Finally, he grabs onto the situation. Hold a moment, Fedir shouted, holding his staff to her. She sparkles with the green light like a magical gemstone, and he nods. She darts forward with the other 2 following, easily reaching Orochi before the others are remotely close, bouncing from one head to the other. She manages to evade each head, slipping between their teeth like water, slicing through the weakened chain like butter. From its leg, she springs up and latches it from its neck, soaring and flipping through the air like a performer at a circus. As she falls, a black fire builds in Orochi's mouth, pointed straight at her. She braces, but it's pitiful as all she can do is turn her face. The intense heat radiates, singeing the tiny hairs along her exposed arms and face as she closes her eyes to shield herself from the black corruption. Loud gasps accompany the crackles of fire as they slowly watch as the dark flames exits its mouth. Hotaru releases her spell, falling to her knees from the pain, screaming out to the beast, and Isamu shouts in hopes for a distraction, but it is useless. Her demise approaches. Time freezes. Fedir is left hopeless watching his friend die. In this endless hell he finds himself in, he can't bear accepting her death, begging to the goddess through the chaos in his mind to save her. He promised they would make it back to Aliahan. They would be successful in saving the world. It's a reality he cannot accept, and his body comes to peace, finally coming into agreement. His entire being calls out to him. His body absorbs the silver orb's power. A voice from beyond echoes in his mind. Unleash your power. Reveal to the world your true nature. Though Fedir is far out, he reaches his hand out to save her. His heart beats with intensity. His ears boom like thunder, hearing every sound in the village crystal clear. His feet hover above the ground, reviving the grass beneath him with new life. His long brown hair shines and changes with green luminescence. His eyes match his hair, witnessing minute specks of detail within his sight as if he wore magical spectacles. Around every living creature, a faint aura surrounds them like stars in a galaxy, with each being having a unique color. Hotaru glows with a blue aura of courage. Isamu, a red fire of resilience and vigor. Aziza shines with a purity of white like the stars in the night sky. The beast is consumed in darkness, with a spark of crimson at its center. Without a thought, a word escapes from his core, and a sparkling spell like an aurora escapes his hands. Insulatable! A magic mirror surrounds her, and it absorbs the fire. However, it's not enough, and it shatters. The black smoke, its heavy smell of toxic and sulfur, engulfs her, and she crashes to the floor, lifeless. Orochi shrinks in size due to the loss of residual power. With each moment going by, so does its mass. Aziza! He shouted. However, he hears in the chaos a horrifying bellow nearby. He turns to Orochi to find another head releasing a built fire in its mouth. A torrent of flames spreads and Fedir is caught, wailing as the blistering fire consumes him. His face burns and his skin charred. A moment of his life flashes before his eyes. A horrifying bell rings in the isolated village. Fedir's mother always warned him a day like this would come. The fairies of the village panic and try to make their escape as the sky darkens. In the distance of the forest trees, a black humanoid monster stomps towards them. A woman grabs onto Fedir, and he looks up to the woman, his eyes brimming with tears. "Mommy, what's happening?" The gentle woman with shining green hair and fair skin kneels down to hug him with a grip like a trap. "It's okay, Fedir. Just hold on to me tight and don't let go." A man runs up to them. He is slightly taller than the woman. He has brown hair and clothes of a minstrel. At his waist is a lute, and though his attire is joyous, he carries a battered sword at his side, his face stoic, and his eyes peering at the encroaching darkness. "Galen," the woman called, running over with Fedir in her grasp. Her arms enwrapped him to where it hurts. "We can't stay here. Please don't rush in. You swore not to use violence." "I'm afraid there isn't much of a choice anymore," the man said. "It's my fault the Dark Lord knows of this village. Your people have grown to accept me, and I will not turn my back at them for my own personal gain." "You can't. Fedir needs his father. He needs his mother more. You two need to get out of here. Find somewhere he cannot reach you." Fedir's mom is hesitant. "There is another fairy village on the other side. Go there. But we won't be able to come back. Please don't make me do this," she cried. The darkness closes in. Heavy stomps echo in the forest. A sinister laugh of nightmares rings with cries of death accompanying it. "Go now, before it's too late," he ordered, taking his sword and rushing towards the sounds of war. "Hold on to Mommy, Fedir," she said, but before she can escape, black shadows with eyes of yellow arise from the earth. Once the flame dissipates, Fedir falls to the floor, lifeless as well. Isamu is left in awe at the destruction. He wasn't strong enough. He lost 2 friends this day, a day he will never forget. All his fire and hope leaves him. The dwarf was right. Isamu was never ready for this. Hotaru screams as she runs to him with a pitiful healing spell to ease the pain. His face is burnt and gone, his robes barely hanging on, yet his hair still shines with vibrant color. "Fedir, can you hear me? Please say something." A light swarms Orochi as it finally disappears, yet left in its place is a weak humanoid figure. The small framed person shrouded in light tumbles to the floor with one leg still planted to the ground. As the light fades, revealing a red kimono, Isamu is left starstruck to who stands before him, unable to speak a word, only a breath of air escaping his lips. A familiar stern voice calls out, "Hotaru, stand up. Our fight isn't over." She manages to take her eyes away from her dead friend. "Grandma?" Pimiko huffs and groans, yet doesn't present any physical pain. "You have to be unwavering. Not a single ounce of doubt should hold you back. Don't tell me our conversations have been forgotten." "Why?" "It pains me to do this, but as long as I stand, Baramos is an obstacle you can never overcome. Finish my final trial. Don't disappoint me now." Her voice shakes. Her eyes drop with tears as she holds Fedir's body. "I can't." "You can and you will." Isamu grits his teeth, curling his fist, his tears falling from his face, a stinging in his heart at the betrayal. "This has to be a joke. My friends died as a trial." "Enough! I will fight you," Isamu cried. "Stay out of this, Isamu. It is a hero's duty to see this through." He steps in between the two. His face holds a powerful determination. "To hell with the hero's duty. You fail to understand that Hotaru isn't and wasn't alone for any of your damn trials. She had us to fall back on, and even now the sentiment we all agreed on still stands. If you stand in our way, and Hotaru can't do it, I will." We will succeed even if I am the one who must lead." She lifts to her feet. "Is that what you wish? Do you revolt against your teachings?" "No," he answered, removing the golden claw from his hand, spiking its fingers to the destroyed soil. He takes a deep breath, arms in a fighting stance he knows and has grown with along this journey, eyes honed in. "I free myself from the shackles of your beliefs." A slight smile spreads across her face and she mirrors his stance. How I long to hear those words. Prove to me my training has not gone to waste. Prove to me the student can surpass the master. They both lunge forward, meeting each other in the center of the desolate waste of the village. Their punches and kicks are fast like flashes of light. Each strike that is blocked echoes across the village like swords clashing against each other in an abandoned battlefield. Through the pain of his aching bones, he neglects their weep and pushes through. Other than their battle cries, Hotaru is heard screaming for the both of them to stop. The day was always meant to come, the day of gaining freedom. His resolve is absolute. Baramos' time is closing in, and Pimiko stands as the final stepping stone. He has endured the horrors of the world and conquered each trial with the merits of his friends and himself. Now he only had to show Pimiko what he had learned. He punches forward with a brutal thrust, yet she dodges and strikes his face with an open palm, breaking his nose and pushing him to the ground. He bounces up, mouth covered with heavy blood, taking away his smell and taste. He strikes again and she retaliates the same. However, he dodges, driving his fist to her face, causing the same affliction. She is pushed back from the forceful strike and wipes the fresh blood off her face. Her eyes narrow like a hawk about to finish its prey, similar to her savagery at the start of the journey. The final blow has come as they are ready for their final attack. Once more they pounce forward with fist reeled back. A scream to rival a volcanic eruption spreads across the land. Both strikes land on each other's face and they stop. Pimiko's fists rest on his cheek, cracking with every push forward, but he doesn't flinch. Instead, his eyes burn with a blistering fire, like which coats the village. With the other hand, he punches her stomach. The intense pain has her stepping back, and he takes his hand from her face and drives it forward, again and again, spiking her to the ground, her body breaking through the crust of the earth like a meteorite. Left with no energy to stand back up as she lays a few inches away from the surface, he nearly falls along with her. He takes a calming breath, smearing the blood as he wipes his face. "It is done. I have won. I am my own master, controller of my own fate." She mutters a weak sigh. "You have become quite a formidable foe." He doesn't say anything, but looks at the dying smile on her face as a white light gathers around her. "Though we aren't connected by blood, I am proud to call you my student and grandson." She reaches out her shaking hand, and Isamu kneels down to grab it. He bears no tears for her, yet holds no hatred for his master. She grants him a quivering smile, a smile devoid of worry. "You have a good head on your shoulders. Past the mountains of Thedon is the altar to awaken Ramia. Take the orbs there. Promise me to end this chaos. Bring an end to the cruelty and destruction not only of Baramos, but of I as well." The memories of their time flood in. How much he wanted to tell her before the inevitable. How long he wanted to hold a celebration of his success. It was never meant to be like this. His facade is broken. Tears brim in his eyes, muddling the blood on his face. His injured arm trembles as he holds her cold hand, and her body slowly disappears into the light. He looks at her, not like a student of her teaching, but as family. "I will, Grandma. You and Dad won't have to worry about anything." "Thank you," she whispered, tears managing to briefly form as the light finished taking her to the dark sky above. Hotaru's blood-curdling scream accompanies her, as all that remains are the memories and a final request.